Hello folks, today we're going to take a look at what is arguably the greatest value line in the modern day electric guitar market. Let's take a look. Right, hello ladies and gents, my name's Jack from Peach Guitars, and today we're going to revisit something that we haven't looked at for about 3 years when these guitars first came out. Back in 2018, John and I took a first impressions look at the brand new at the time Fender Player Series. Now for those who aren't aware of the way Fender works, back in 2018 Fender decided to revamp what was previously known as their Mexican Standard lineup. They rebranded it and transformed it into this Player Series and decided to really push apart all the parameters, expand the model range. There's now a ton more models available than there ever were with the standard lineups. This also applies not only to electric guitars but also to basses as well. So today we've had 3 years to reflect on just how brilliant this series is, and we're going to take a revised look at what makes this such a fantastic value. So the guitars that we're going to focus on today are the guitars that have proven themselves to be the most popular, the best sellers for us over the past 3 years. And it's kind of the ones that you would expect if you know anything about Fender guitars. So we're going to look at the Stratocaster, the standard 3 single coil variant like this one that I'm holding. Also the HSS version, which has a humbucking pickup in the bridge. There's also a couple of Telecaster models, namely the standard Player Series 2 single coil Tele style that everybody knows, as well as the dual humbucking version of that guitar as well. And lastly, we're going to take a look at one of the very cool Jazzmaster offset guitars with 2 humbuckers, and we'll pay a little bit of attention to their bass offerings as well, with the form of a precision bass. So I started this video by saying that this is arguably the best value electric guitar lineup probably on the market altogether right now. Why did I say that? Basically, if you know anything about electric guitars, then you'll know that Fender, along with Gibson, they're the 2 biggest names in the electric guitar world, probably in the entire guitar world in fact. So to get any kind of product from these brands is quite a significant thing, and you're usually looking at quite a significant premium on the price. However, Fender were very clever. They diverted their operation, so it's not just American-made instruments. They also have many, many more affordable lines that are either manufactured in Japan or, in this case, in Mexican facilities as well. So what this allows them to do is retain their brand heritage and design ideas, but make them at a much more approachable price point, and also allows them to divert from their historical designs that some people like. They like those classic designs, but a lot of players nowadays are also looking for more modern designs. They want more modern features on their guitars that make them easier to play in a bunch of different styles. So the Player Series is kind of the sweet spot of all of that. It's made in their Mexican facility, so it's at that more affordable price point, and it's actually the entry-level point into a Fender product line. So this is still a true Fender instrument, but it's made at a much more accessible price point, maybe more affordable than you might be expecting for this brand. So you may be wondering why it's called the Player Series, because surely that term applies to any electric guitar that you can play. But I think why they decided to go with this name is that they just decided to listen very, very closely to what a huge cross-section of different players were after. So it's not just a vintage-inspired design, as they're mostly known for with this brand, but it's also incorporating a lot of more modern designs, like I said. So namely, you've got the kind of classic Stratocaster form here. We'll take the Strat as an example because that's the one I'm holding. The 3 single coil pickups, which in this case are proprietary Player Series single coil pickup designs. You've got a very kind of bang in the middle, dead comfortable for all styles, medium C neck profile. This particular guitar has the maple neck with the maple fingerboard. Pretty much all the models I'm going to talk about today, and indeed all the models that exist in the Player Series, are available with either a maple or a Palfero fingerboard. Now, using this as an example is kind of pretty much adhering to a lot of the vintage Fender designs, because this is one of the classic designs. But there's certain little modern features on here that you wouldn't expect to find on previously sort of more classic Fender designs, such as, for example, just little things like having a control for the bridge pickup on the tone. Normally this would be an option, something that people went on to modify on their guitars in more recent years, but this tone control operates the bridge pickup. So little details like that players have asked for years and years have been implemented into this series as standard. So one other thing that was introduced on the Player series as standard back when they debuted was the reintroduction of the two-post tremolo system on these Strats. This was previously an option usually only on American instruments, and this is an example of something that really helps the player. It offers more tuning stability than the original 6 screw bridges did that were previously standard on the Mexican line instruments. So it's little tweaks like this bridge and the tone control, little examples like that, that not only appeal to experienced guitar players who know to look for these things and find them appealing to play, but it's also great for the beginner guitar player who doesn't know any of these technical details, and basically the end result just means that you're getting a much better playing guitar without even realizing it. So I've given a couple of examples of the specs on this Strat. I'm not going to get too deep into the specs of the individual models in this video, but what I'll do now is just explain to you the full wealth of models available. So Fender have incorporated many more designs into their Player series, as I said earlier on. So this now comprises of the Strat, the Telecaster, the Jazzmaster, the Jaguar, the Duosonic, the Mustang, as well as the very cool Lead series guitars, which are nice retro throwbacks, a little bit different. And when talking about the basses, of course, you've also got several options too. You've got the classic Precision, the Jazz bass, as well as the Mustang PJ and the Jaguar basses as well. So with such a diverse product lineup now, Fender is able to cater to basically any kind of player's requests and demands. There's definitely going to be an instrument that's to your taste, because aside from all those different product designs that I've talked about, each model has several variants as well. So whether we're just talking about the Stratocaster, so aside from just those individual product designs, it gets even better because every single model has a number of variants available as well. So if you just take the Stratocaster, for example, you've got this classic 3 single coil variant. You also have an HSS, which is a humbucker with 2 single coils, or you even have an HSH, which involves another humbucking pickup in the neck. So whatever kind of tone you're looking for, you kind of pick the platform you like and you can build on it with whatever electronic configuration you like to suit your style. Now, another really nice touch that Fender have introduced with this series is now an extension of the color options available. So as well as the 2 different fingerboard options I talked about earlier on with Maple and Palfero, there's now an even greater number of new finishes, some exclusive to the Player series as well. So if you want to check out the full range of color options available, you can do so by clicking the link down below to our website and seeing everything that we've got in stock. So without further ado, let's hear some of these things. I want to put them into context. I'm playing a Fender 68 Custom Deluxe Reverb amplifier with a few gain pedals here on the floor to kind of give you an idea of just how versatile these guitars can be. If you are familiar with Fender, you'll know that they are probably the most diverse and most often used guitar brand in history. There's so many different styles, so many different players that have used them. So I want to just try and give a cross-section of each and kind of sum up what I think is best about each of these models as we go. So without further ado, let's hear them. Okay, so let's kind of talk about how things have changed in the 3 years that these guitars have been out. Well, what's happened is, ever since that inception, these have been by far and away the most popular guitar lines that we have sold for the past several years. And obviously with recent events with the pandemic, a lot more people have turned to picking up the guitar for the first time. And just on a quick look on the website will reveal that these guitars are probably one of the best options if you want to spend a little bit of cash and make sure that you make a great investment into the guitar market for the first time. Now conversely, of course, there'll be a lot of experienced players who are looking to pick up their first Stratocaster or their first Telecaster to add to their growing collections, and the Player Series makes for a very intriguing option with that kind of approach as well, because you can pick up any of those models, explore any of the variants that I talked about earlier on as well to really fine-tune the guitar that you want to add to your collection, and you can make it work for exactly what you want it to work for. Now, if you are interested in checking out some more information about these Player Series guitars, then please head to our website by clicking the link down in the description below, and there's several reasons you'll be very pleased that you do so. Not only do we list every product individually on our website with high-quality images, we also take the time to photograph every single individual guitar that comes in. That means if there are 50 bone stock white Player Series Strats, every single one gets a set of photos, gets weighed, and gets individually listed on our website for you to select that exact guitar if that's the one you choose. We're also very proud to be Europe's largest stockist of Player Series guitars right now, and that doesn't show any signs of changing in the near future. So if you are looking for a Player Series of any sort, Peach Guitars is the place to go for sheer volume of choice. So whatever guitar you're looking for, whichever model, we'll be able to help you out with finding the perfect guitar for your requirements. So to summarise then, why might you be looking at a Player Series guitar from Fender? Well, I think the answer is, if you're looking at a Fender instrument, this is kind of the perfect distillation of everything that Fender has become known for. Whether you are a classic guitar enthusiast and you like the virtues of vintage guitars, or if you're just getting started and you like a lot of contemporary styles and contemporary guitar players, the Player Series is the perfect sweet spot for everything. Whatever kind of style you want to go for, whatever kind of aesthetic you want to go for with any of these guitars, the Player Series is kind of the most diverse, it's the most interesting, and in my opinion, it just summarizes what Fender does best, which is to build a lot of different guitars for a lot of different people. Now, as I said before, the guitars you're going to see in this video are only the best-selling options. These are only the top picks. There's plenty more models available. You can see some of them behind me on the wall. We just tried to grab kind of a nice little cross-section of all. But if you want to see the full extent of the Player Series mighty range available, then head to our website by clicking the link in the description box below. So hopefully I've kind of made the case here for Fender's Player Series as being the best value electric guitar line currently on the market. But what do you think? Have I managed to change your mind if you were previously a Fender skeptic? Or, like me, do you think that this is just great value for the money? I think whatever your stance is, I want to know down in the comments below, but I do think that these do tick a lot of boxes for a lot of people. It's very hard to find some negative points with any of these Player Series guitars, given the amount of options that they offer. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure to leave a like if you've enjoyed this video, hit subscribe if you're new here, and better yet, ring the bell so you're notified whenever we put videos out in the future. Also, let us know if there's any other Player Series related content you'd like to see from us in the future. But until next time, take very good care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.